I thought my husband's family loved me, but they all hid his affair with my cousin. I felt like an outsider in my own home. I need to tell this story, because I'm sitting in a studio apartment that smells like someone else's cooking, and I can't remember the last time someone looked at me without disgust. Not pity. Disgust. There's a difference, and learn it fast when I've done what I did. My name is Sarah, and 6 months ago I had everything. A husband who worked too much but my forehead every morning. 2 kids who still wanted to hold my hand in parking lots. A house with a garden I actually cared about. His family treated me like I was. Sunday dinners at his mom's place. His sister texting me memes. His dad teaching me how to grill the perfect steak. I it all away because I convinced I the victim first. It started so small. That's what I keep going back to. How something so small can detonate entire existence. My cousin Mia came to stay with us for few weeks after her breakup. She'd always been the pretty one, the one who made everything look effortless. I loved her. I trusted her. I gave her our guest room and told her to stay as long as she needed. Jake, my husband, was kind to her. That's who he is. Was. He'd ask about her day, offer to help her move her stuff, make extra coffee in the morning. Normal things. Decent things. But I started noticing how long their conversations went, how she'd laugh at his jokes in that way that felt a little too bright. How he'd smile differently around her. I wasn't imagining it. I know everyone says that, but I wasn't. 3 months in, I found texts. Not explicit. Nothing I could screenshot and wave around as proof. Just inside jokes I wasn't part of. References to conversations I hadn't witnessed. A comfort level that made my stomach. When I confronted Jake, he looked genuinely confused. Said Mia was going through a hard time and he was just being supportive. Said I was being paranoid. His mom said the same thing when I called her crying. Honey, Jake would never know how he is. He's just got a big heart. His sister laughed it off. Mia's family are being weird about this. Even my own mom said I was reading too much into things. Marriage is hard, sweetie. Don't create problems that aren't there. So I swallowed it. Pushed it down. Told I was crazy, insecure, reading into nothing. But the feeling never left. It lived in my chest like something rotting. I started checking his phone when he showered. Started timing how long they were alone together. Started hating the sound of Maya's voice, and feeling guilty for it. Because she was my cousin. She was, what kind of person resents someone for needing help? Then I met Daniel at my company's holiday party. He worked in the marketing department. Always said hi in the hallways. Had kind eyes and an easy smile. We ended talking by the drinks table for an hour. He listened. Actually listened. Asked about me, not about Jake or the kids or my day, as a checklist item. When he laughed at something I said, I felt seen for the first time in months. I should have left it there. Thanked him for the conversation, gone home, worked on my marriage like an. But I didn't. Because the next morning, he sent me a message on the company chat. Just, really enjoyed talking to last night. Hope we can do it again sometime. And I said yes. I didn't think it through, didn't consider the consequences. I just wanted to feel like I mattered. Like someone chose me on purpose. Not out of obligation or history or convenience. We started meeting for coffee before work. Then lunch. Then after work drinks that went too long. He never pushed, never made it weird. Just made me feel interesting and wanted and alive. I told we were just friends. Told I deserved this after months of feeling invisible in my own house. Told Jake was probably doing worse with Mia anyway. So what did it matter? The first time I him back. We were in his car after drinks, and I'd been complaining about Jake again. And he just leaned over and did it. It felt like permission. Like proof that I wasn't crazy, that I was still desirable. That someone could want me without making me feel like I was asking for too much. I didn't stop seeing him. It went further. I'm not going to describe it because that's not the point, and honestly, thinking about it now makes me physically sick. But it happened. Multiple times. I justified it by telling my marriage was already over. That Jake was probably sleeping with Mia. That I deserved happiness too. That no one would even care because they'd all dismissed me anyway. I was careful. Different hotels, different parts of town. Turned off location services. But I was also. Because when lying to everyone including, get sloppy. Forget details. Leave receipts in pockets, and come home smelling wrong and smile at phone in ways that give everything away. Jake found out on a Tuesday. Not from catching me in the act or finding texts. He found out because Daniel's wife showed at our house at 8 p.m. holding a folder of hotel receipts and screenshots. I didn't even know Daniel was married. He'd never mentioned a wife. Never wore a ring. Never gave any indication that he was doing to someone else what I thought Jake was doing to me. The look on Jake's face when she laid it all out on our kitchen table, in front of him. In front of Mia, who'd been helping with dinner. In front of our kids who were supposed to be watching TV but heard the shouting. I see it every night when I try to sleep. It wasn't anger. It was something worse. Confusion. Like he was looking at a stranger wearing his wife's face, and couldn't figure out how the switch happened. Sarah, he said, and his voice cracked on my name. What is this? I couldn't speak. Daniel's wife was crying furious. Asking how I could do this to another woman. Mia stood frozen by the stove. Our daughter started crying. Our son just stared at me like I'd grown a second head. I wanted to explain. Wanted to tell him about the texts, the feeling of being erased, the months of him choosing Mia over me. But Daniel's wife was still talking, showing him pictures I didn't know existed. Dates and times and hotels, and I just stood there choking on my own justifications. Because they all sounded hollow, coming out. Then Mia said something that shattered whatever was left of my world. Jake, I'm so sorry. I should have told her sooner. We should have told her together. Told me what? Jake looked at then at me, and I watched him make a decision in real time. His jaw tightened. He picked our daughter. Told our son to go to his room, and asked Daniel's wife if she'd please wait in the living room. The way he handled it, so calm and controlled while I was falling apart, made me even more. When the kids were gone and Daniel's wife was out of earshot, Jake turned to Mia. Tell her. Tell me what? My voice came out shrill. Desperate. I already knew it was going to be bad. I could feel it in the air, the way can feel a storm coming before the first drop of rain. Mia wouldn't look at me. She stared at her hands, twisting her fingers together, like she used to do when we were kids, and got caught doing something wrong. Jake and I aren't having an affair, Sarah. We were planning a surprise for. I laughed. Actually laughed. Because what else do you do when world is imploding? And someone feeds a line that, a surprise, we're planning a surprise. For 6 months, that required secret conversations and inside jokes and making me feel insane. Birthday. Jake said quietly. His voice was flat now. Empty. 40th is next month. Kept saying didn't want a party, that felt old and invisible, and like nobody cared anymore. So I asked Mia to help me plan something big. A weekend trip. Friends from college, mom, my family. I'd been saving for 2 years. Mia was coordinating with everyone, designing the invitations, finding the venue. That's what the texts were about. That's why we were talking so much. The floor tilted. I gripped the counter to stay upright. Relying. I have the receipts. Mia whispered. The deposits, the emails, the group chat with everyone. Jake, show her phone. Please. He pulled out his phone with movements that looked like they opened his messages. Handed it to me without a word. I scrolled through months of conversations. Mia asking about my favorite foods. His mom discussing decorations. His sister coordinating travel. My college roommate confirming she'd taken time off work. A massive group chat titled, Sarah's 40th. Operation Make Her Feel Loved, with 43 people in it. 43 people who knew my husband was planning something beautiful, while I wasn't, in hoteled man whose name I didn't Ain't even know it was until his wife showed. I dropped the phone. It clattered on the tile. Neither of them moved to pick it. The flowers, I said stupidly, remembering. Kept having flowers delivered to the house. I thought they were for her. They were for, Jake said. Every Friday for 6 months. Favorites, yellow roses. Never said anything, so I thought liked them. Thought they were making happy. They had made me happy. I just assumed they were guilt flowers. Proof that he was doing something wrong and trying to compensate. I'd taken every act of love and twisted it into evidence of betrayal. Daniel's wife appeared in the doorway. Her face was puffy from crying. Mascara streaked down her cheeks. She looked at me like I was something she'd scraped off her shoe. Done. Because I have 3 kids at home, who are going to find out their father is a liar, and I'd like to get back before they're asleep so I can figure out how to explain this. I didn't know. I said. It sounded pathetic even to my own ears. I didn't know he was married. I swear I didn't know. Would it have mattered? She tilted her head, studying me. We're married. Have kids. Did it anyway. Why would my family be different from yours? I had no answer. She nodded like she'd expected that and left. I heard the front door close. Heard her car start. Heard my daughter crying upstairs and my son's door slam. The silence in the kitchen was suffocating. Mia broke it first. I'm going to pack my things. I'll be gone tonight. Mia, don't have to go. Jake started, but. Yes, I do. Look at her, Jake. She'll never believe we weren't together. It doesn't matter what we say or show her. She's already decided. She looked at me then, and I saw something I'd never seen from her before. Disappointment. I loved Sarah. Were the sister I never had. When I was falling apart, took me in. And convinced I was stealing husband. Because needed a reason to justify what we're doing. Made me the villain so could be the victim. She walked out. I listened to her footsteps on the stairs. The sounds of drawers opening and closing. The drag of her suitcase. Jake didn't move. Didn't speak. Just stared at the spot where his phone lay on the floor. Say something, I begged. Yell at me. Tell me I'm horrible. Something? Want me to make feel better? He finally looked at me, and I wished he hadn't. There was nothing in his eyes. No anger, no, just nothing. Want me to give the been looking for so can feel justified. So can say I pushed to it. No, I just. Our kids heard everything, Sarah. Emma heard that woman screaming about hotel rooms. About dates and times. She's 8. She knows what cheating is because her friend's parents got divorced last year and she asked us about it. Remember that conversation? When we told her that some people make mistakes, but we'd never do that to each other. That we were a team. I was crying now, choking sobs. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought in Mia. I know what thought. Told me what thought. I told nothing was happening. My mother told. My sister told. Everyone told, but needed to believe it because believing it gave permission. He picked his phone, looked at it. He'd never seen it before, and slipped it back in his pocket. I need to leave. What? Leave, tonight. Go to mom's, go to hotel, I don't care, but can't be here when the kids wake. I need time to figure out what to tell them. They're my kids too. Can't just. Right. They're kids too. Which is why I'm going to think very carefully about what happens next. His voice was still that terrible calm. Can me on this? Make it. Drag them through a custody battle, where all of this comes out in detail. Or can give me tonight to think? And tomorrow we'll talk like adults. Mia came down with her suitcase. Didn't look at either of us. Just walked out the front door and got in her car. I watched through the window, as she drove away. Taillights disappearing down our street. I packed a bag. My hands shook so badly I could barely zip it. Jake sat at the kitchen table the whole time, not watching me, not helping. Just sitting there like a statue. When I came back down, he was looking at his phone again. At the group chat. At months of planning and love and effort. Jake. Go, Sarah. I went. Drove to a motel because I couldn't face my mother yet. Couldn't face anyone. Sat on a bed that smelled like bleach and cigarettes and called Daniel. He didn't answer. Blocked my number. I tried to find him on social media but everything was gone. Private. Protected. Like I'd never existed. I tried to sleep but kept hearing Emma crying. Kept seeing the look on Jake's face. Kept thinking about Mia packing her things and leaving the place I'd made hostile. Kept adding all the signs I'd ignored because they didn't fit my narrative. The way Jake never hid his phone. The way Mia never acted guilty. The way his family kept trying to reassure me instead of getting defensive. Around 3 a.m., I got a text from Jake's sister. Just one line. Mom is devastated. She spent $300 on decorations for party. What we're thinking. Then one from his mom. I can't talk to right now. I need to pray about this. Then my own mother. Jake called. I don't even know what to say to Sarah. Then my best friend. I was going to fly in from Seattle to surprise. Jake sent me the itinerary tonight to cancel. He didn't tell me why, but I looked at Instagram and deleted everything. What happened? I turned off my phone. Sat in the dark. Tried to remember the exact moment. I decided that my suspicions were more real than my marriage. That my feelings mattered more than facts. That I was entitled to everything down because I'd convinced I was already living in ashes. Morning came. I hadn't slept. I looked like I'd aged 10 years overnight. I turned my phone back on and found 23 messages. Not from Jake. From everyone else. Friends asking what happened. His family telling me I wasn't welcome at Sunday dinner anymore. Daniel's wife telling me she'd filed for divorce and I should be ashamed. And one from Jakey. Come to the house at noon. Come alone.